You're listening to Podketeers.
Welcome to episode 428 of Podketeers. Yes, that's right, the real episode 428. This week we talk about getting ready for the release of Disney Dreamlight Valley. There are some questions floating around about the gameplay, the story, how to get it, and so on, so we thought we'd fill in as much as we could. We also talk about a cast member whose content we enjoy on Instagram getting one of the company's most prestigious awards. We get our first look at Tokyo Disney Sea's Believe, Sea of Dreams, which debuts this November. Special photo ops are coming for Magic Key holders. We talk about some of the content coming to Disney Plus on Disney Plus Day, and D23 will be streaming all 3 days of the expo. We'd love to hear your thoughts on anything that we talk about in this episode, and you can join the conversation on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Just search for Podketeers, but we'd love for you to join us on our Discord server. Joining the community is super simple. Just head on over to podketeers.com/428 and click on the Discord logo, or you can also click on the link in our pinned IG story. A very special thank you goes out to an awesome group of people known as the FGP Squad, our podcast Fairy Godparents, because it's their support via Patreon that help make these episodes of Podketeers possible. As part of the FGP Squad family, you get some additional perks like exclusive discount codes for Podketeers gear, additional content like the Podketeers After Show, and access to our happy hour calls, just to name a few. For more information on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, we invite you to check out podketeers.com/FGP. And as always, a super special thank you goes out to the FGP Squad for their continued support. So that's it. It's time to get this episode going. If this is your first time hanging out with us, welcome. We hope that you enjoy the episode and that you come back for more. And of course, if you've been hanging with us for a while now, welcome back, friends. This is episode 428 of Podketeers. You would figure that would be easier with two people.
You would think just the two of us.
We can make
it you and I. That's whatever. It's,
Dude,
you know what?
You know
It's
what's
fine.
going to happen?
Huh.
You know what's going to happen? We're going to get a copyright strike because that was so dead on.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, we were. You know, it sounded identical. I don't know if anybody. We just so you listeners know, we did not just play just the two of us. That song.
That's right.
By whoever sings
That's right.
that song. Was that Isaac Hayes? No, who sings that
I
song?
mean, it depends. It depends on. I'm pretty sure it's Bill Withers.
That sounds right.
Or is Bill Withers on the song and it's someone else's?
I don't know.
It's
Smith.
Grover Washington. That's who sings it.
It's Will Smith.
Yes, it is Will Smith.
It is Will
Or also Mike Myers in The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Yes, that's where I know it from, actually.
So it just
yeah,
depends
baby.
on where you remember it from.
Now, I was almost went off a tangent about the Austin Powers theme song, but I will not do that because, this is a very serious podcast about very serious things, not the weird instrument that's in the Austin Powers theme song.
That's all right. I like to hear about weird things.
Well,
Tell me
okay,
about the weird instrument.
Okay, so the theme song, doom, doo, doo, and then it has that like weird like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is like a weird Brazilian instrument, and it's basically like a drum with like a stick glued on the inside of it, or like attached to the inside of it. And so it basically works like a like you take a soda cup and you take your straw and you slide it in and out and it makes that squeaky sound.
Yeah.
That's basically what the instrument is. It's just a drum with a stick and you like rub your fingers along this stick. I can't remember what it's called to save my life, but it's the funniest instrument in the world.
We're going to call it cup and straw.
Cup and straw. If I end up... Yeah.
I guess it's better than... Remember when you were a kid, did you ever get those like dollar toys and like goodie bags at birthday parties where it was like a tube with like a little thing inside where you flipped it upside down and it went...
Yes.
Like,
yes, exactly.
It's the same. I'm sorry if I just annoyed everybody listening with that, but I remember those. I was pretty fond of them. And did it annoy all of the adults around me? Yeah. Would it annoy me if my kids had one now? Probably. But, they were fun. And I don't know. Maybe I still want one.
They had one of those in like a Pixar short, I think, right? Like Tin Toy or something, or some Toy Story. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure like it's like a cow or whatever, and it flips it up. It's like
yeah. Yes. Except that it didn't sound like moo. It was much more annoying.
Yeah, demonic. That instrument's called a cuica, Cuica. I found the name of it. It's a weird thing, but it's a drum with a stick, and it's fun, and it's in the Austin Powers theme song. So anyway,
and if you don't know what to call it cup and straw.
Cup and straw. That's the squeaky chair instrument.
No, we should learn the actual name of it, but
yeah, squeaky chair, cup and straw. Close enough.
Hey, so quick correction. If you listened to last week's episode and then thought to yourself, wait a second, this episode started off also saying episode 428. Well, that's because I messed up. For some odd reason, when we recorded the last episode 427, it was late when I was recording the intro and I was getting it ready, and so my eyeballs registered 427, but then my mouth registered 428 because logically that's what comes next. And so when I recorded the intro, I'm like, welcome to episode 428, and I wanted to go correct it, but there was a large amount of people that have already downloaded the incorrect version of 427 with the intro stating 428. So if you have that downloaded to your device, consider that a limited edition. Consider it a
it's like a misprint.
It's like a misprint, exactly. It's like an audio misprint. So
it's like that dollar bill, that you get that has like the letters are crooked, and they're like,
exactly.
That one's worth $50 million because the A is upside down or something.
So there you go. Andrew just said it. Episode 427 with the audio misprint is worth $50,000 now.
That's like you can buy an iPhone on eBay with like Flappy Bird on it still, and it's like goes for like $10,000. So you gotta keep that file because it's gonna be it's gonna be a collector's item.
That's what I'm saying. So if you try to download it now, there's a corrected version of the episode now. I did re-record that portion, and it does say 427 so that everything is cool and it matches up. But again, if you've already downloaded that episode to your device and you have the episode 427 with the 428 intro, that is a collector's edition now.
I'm just thinking of you like
available.
Sitting here, okay, welcome to 428. Ah, dang it. Welcome to 427. Like, how many takes did that take you? 5, 6 takes, or just one? One take, Heyzen, to get to get the new corrected one, because it's just one sentence.
Look, it's if it fits, it fits, and if it doesn't, if people really think like, wow, that is out of place, then it's out of place. I don't care. I corrected it primarily so that it doesn't confuse people that listen to it later on. But I just recorded it one time. I didn't really care.
I thought it was funny. Perfect.
No, unless something. There are certain things that I try a little harder to match up, but it's the intro. Welcome to episode number. Is not difficult to say. I feel like it's pretty similar in every episode, and it isn't until like the times where I'm feeling under the weather or something where you can really tell something's going on, or the times where I haven't slept in a couple of days and then it's 4:30 in the morning, I'm getting ready to release the episode and I'm like, welcome to episode.
That's why I just like to put bloopers at the end of Quizneyland episodes sometimes. I'm like, I had so many takes on this, and I just I kind of just do stream of consciousness. I can't talk today. Like recording, so I'll just talk to myself and be like, "What did I say there? This, that, the other thing." Bup, 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 bup. So those just go at the end if I have any of those fun ones there. So
I think people would be afraid of my stream of consciousness sometimes. They don't want to know what happens in my brain.
Yeah, it would be. I make sure just to keep the funny stuff in. I'm sure there's some very boring or I don't know. Anyway,
we used to
this
have
is a
bloopers.
lot. Yeah.
Depending on how long we record and depending on how late, I mean, you've been a part of it. There's sometimes where we just get super silly and we're delirious from being tired and stuff comes out of our mouths that, I mean, I'll tell you the truth. Look, the FGP Squad gets a slightly less filtered version of us, right? We've always called the podcast a minivan-friendly podcast, and so, we do our best to keep it clean and give the kids those little jokes like Andrew just did. But, in general, the FGP Squad, when we do our calls, gets the unfiltered version of us, right? They get to hang out with us. Well, if we were hanging out in the parks, if we were hanging out in person, that's the version you get of us. And this version is basically us, but with less cursing in many aspects. So sometimes that comes out during recording and it gets edited out. Sometimes we go off on tangents that just don't have anything to do with what we're talking about. And
I do that almost every episode.
Sometimes we start and entire portions of the beginning get removed, or portions of the middle, or portions towards the end. It just, it just kind of depends on how things are going. And then there's other times where we're like, awake, we're, on the ball, and we're able to just get the episode done, and life is dandy, right? And so regardless of what turns out, we do have clips at times that gets removed, and, depending on how long it is, in the past, we've just uploaded it to Patreon if it's long enough to be considered like an episode. But like for the most part, I don't think we've gone on like hour-long tangents as much anymore. Like usually our tangents are like 5 minutes, maybe 10 at times.
Challenge accepted. Okay, so the drum in the Austin Powers song was made in 1864, and
well, I don't think we're going to go into a 1 hour tangent about the cup and straw instrument, but
you know what? That'll just be me here alone, and there'll just be a
look,
FGP special.
But we did talk about doing other types of episodes, right? And so, who knows? Maybe we can just release the tangents, and maybe it could just
that should be a series, just the tangents.
Just the tangents, yeah.
That's what everybody likes in a podcast anyways. Who cares about the topic? We're about the tangents. That's what I listen for.
Nobody wants the real topics at bay.
That's like oops, all crunch berries. Like it's just all the good stuff.
Ooh, or the Lucky Charms that has just the marshmallows.
Oops, all marshmallows, just the marshmallows. Yes, oops, all crunch berries.
Well, there you go.
But that's not this episode. We got topics. We got all kinds of stuff. We're gonna talk about.
Did we prepare any of that?
Well, I scribbled some stuff down, but I can't read my handwriting, so I don't know.
Yeah, I got a couple of notes. I want to shout some people out.
Yeah, I have shout out. Something about shout out merch. I don't know. This was a Heyzen thing.
Yes, so I want to shout out
these topics.
This is actually all kind of together, right? I actually want to shout out FGP Squad members Bill and Heather because on Instagram, Bill had sent me a message saying that if you've been listening for some time, you know that I'm a Haunted Mansion fan, and Andrew's been going to like Spirit Halloween and buying absolutely every single piece of merchandise that they have to offer. And one of the things that I knew that I wanted to get this season is the inflatable of the Doom Buggy with the hitchhiking ghost. Now, that was only exclusively available at Lowe's, and it's been difficult to find one. Now, Heather had gone out to Lowe's, and they had one there. By the time that I was able to go, it was out. And it's one of those situations where there's people purchasing them, purchasing as many as they can to resell them later on eBay for twice their price. So I was waiting for Lowe's to actually release it because I guess what happened was where Heather saw it, it wasn't officially supposed to be released yet. They made a mistake and it was released early. So I was really waiting for the official release date. Bill sent me a message and said, hey, this is available on the Lowe's website, which was, was a surprise to me because I thought it was going to be an in-store item. Mm-hmm. Lo and behold, I go, it's available. Boom. Awesome. So happy. I posted it on Discord, right? Super happy. Then Heather had also contacted us, and on Discord, she also posted that the Lego Haunted Mansion was finally available again because that had gone out of stock. There was an alert for anyone that wanted it. You could sign up for an alert. Mm-hmm. Before I could even check my mail that day, I got the alert through Discord. So I'm happy we have the Discord because I feel like I'm getting updated news way faster through Discord than I do through any of my email communications these days because for some reason, there's tons of email in there that I just need to unsubscribe to. Because
I subscribe to like one or two a day. I'm like, why is this in there still? I don't need this restaurant that isn't in California anymore. Why am I still subscribed to that?
You know what? I recently unsubscribed that for some odd reason. I was just deleting it. I just never unsubscribed. Bed Bath & Beyond. I remember going...
those big old coupons.
Yeah, like I remember going
coupons.
At one point and signing up for like a 20% coupon. And I don't shop there a lot, but I signed up for the email. They gave me the 20% off. And every time the email came in, I just kept deleting it instead of unsubscribing. And I just finally unsubscribed. But like every day I had a new email from them. And it was just annoying. But this is not the email sign-up podcast. Anyway.
You know what it could be?
It could be, right? It's the tangents. So Discord. I get a lot of information from Discord. So thank you to everybody that contributes to the conversation over on Discord. If you're not there yet, it's super easy to join the conversation and join the community. All you have to do is click on the Discord link that we have in our pinned Instagram story, or you can head over to podketeers.com/428, click on the Discord logo, and you can be signed up as well. So quick shout out to them. Speaking of Discord, I know I've been putting up a lot of information and screenshots and stuff about Disney Dreamlight Valley. I'm pretty excited about this. We talked about it recently, and some of the questions that have come up are, what's the game about? What does it compare to? And the easiest comparison I can give you is it's a mixture of Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, The Sims, and like a little bit of Epic Mickey, I think. Like there's some aspects that I feel are very Epic Mickey without the cool brush. So the story is that the Disney and the Pixar characters live together in this little town, right? Disney Dreamlight Valley, until this thing called the Forgetting turned their dream into a nightmare.
Bum, bum, bum.
Exactly. And so now you have to go around and create these friendships in the different realms and the different stories, and you get to meet up with different characters, and you customize your avatar. So there are there are elements of the building and community and everything that you have with like Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley and like the life version of The Sims. But like I said, there's some Epic Mickey in there, and almost like a less violent version of Kingdom Hearts from what I've seen so far. I haven't played it, obviously, so I can't. This is all speculation from the screenshots and the demo and everything that I've seen. But knowing the story, I kind of feel like it's just this adventure you're going to go on. Almost what I feel like Disneyland Adventures was supposed to be back when it was on the Xbox.
Man, that was a good game. I like
it. Was.
It was. I have that somewhere. I gotta play that again.
I have it on Steam.
I have it. I have an Xbox 360 with a Kinect, and I have the game somewhere. I just don't know where it is. Like
I'll send
I have
we
all
have
the
two
stuff
copies of it. If you can't find it, let me know. I have two copies
to walk around and like throw your arms out. Yeah, I've got it somewhere, but if not, I might just hit you up on that because that was a fun game. The mini games were interesting, but it's, walking around the park was always fun.
Yeah.
Kind of like stick you back into 2011 or whatever that was, it 2014 when that game came out. Like, this is how Disneyland was.
And honestly, I feel like there's going to be a lot of elements of Dreamlight Valley that are going to be similar to that because they do want it to cater to a large audience. But I think there's so many people that play games these days that they can take it to the next level, and it is going to be a little more puzzle and adventure based than some of the other games, which I think is what I'm excited about. That there's so many things that inspire this game that I don't know. I really feel like I'm going to enjoy playing this, and I hope I don't play it and then think, wow, this was a waste, because I downloaded the Avatar Maker, and I was able to create my avatar. They have this they have a tool that you can create different things to carry. Like you can make like a shirt, a backpack. They have like a little designer, right? And then you can add magic to it they give you like different icons, like iconography from around the parks and the movies and characters and stuff. So I made like a Wall-E backpack, and I made like a Beauty and the Beast backpack with like the Beast face and like a rose on it. And then just to kind of highlight a lot of the things that we have available to us in the Avatar Maker, I recorded a video that I posted on our YouTube channel that just kind of goes through all of the options, and I just kind of scroll through everything so that you see what's available. That way you can get started on the Avatar Maker and have your character, primarily because if you use the Avatar Maker before the game launches on September 6th, I believe when you finally get to port it over, you get like an exclusive item, like a spirit jersey or something like that, that's only available by using the Avatar Maker and then porting your character over.
So can you do that for, as far as you know, will that work for any platform? Like, or is that only on like the PC since you've downloaded through Steam?
So that's a great question. As far as I know, right now, the only way to get the Avatar Maker is on PC. It is available through Steam. The game itself is, if you get the Founders Pack, then you get access to the game on September 6th. I don't know what the release date of the game is going to be, like the real release date, but if you pre-order and get one of these Founders Pack packages that they have, then you get it on September 6th. They have them on the Nintendo shop or whatever as well on the Switch, Yeah, so you can pre-order on the Switch in the Microsoft Store, through Xbox, the Epic Games Store. You could put it on your wish list in Steam and on the PlayStation Store. Like, there's some rights issues that they ran into where you can't pre-order it on Steam and PlayStation, so you have to add it to your wish list until the 6th of September. And then there was supposed to be a native Mac version that was supposed to be released on the 6th, but they ran into some issues with the code not running properly, and so now they've said that there's going to be a new release date announced soon for that. So there isn't going to be a Mac native version for some time.
But it's looking like that's so it's in theory a free game, a freemium game is what it seems like. And then if you want this pre-order, you can get get a bunch of free extra furniture and a bunch of tokens or whatever, from what it seems like, right?
So that's what it seemed like on PC.
Mm-hmm.
I can't verify what the situation is on Steam or in the Epic Games Store right now, because in Epic, it's kind of you get the standard version. So if you go onto the Nintendo eShop, right? They have 3 versions available. They have the standard version, which is $29.99, and then they have the deluxe version, which is $49.99, and then the Ultimate Edition, which is $69.99. If you go to the Epic website, they also have the $29.99 base game. So I don't think it's going to be freemium. I think there's going to be a base price of $30 for this game.
Well, because what it was looking like, so the way I took it is, if you look at what's included in that $29.99, it's get exclusive couch and 8,000 things, gems or whatever their currency is, and a costume and a table or something. You get the $30, it's like it seems like it's like the pre-pack, and you get furniture or something, and then the next one up you get more of that, and then the next one up you get even more of that. Is the way I understood it, but I guess we won't really know until they release the official date.
That's exactly what I was going to say right now.
Yeah.
That until they actually release it, we're not going to know, because you're right. Part of the packages that you're getting include in-game currency, which you can earn or purchase. And so there is the possibility that it will be a freemium game where you get the base and then you can kind of pay to upgrade along the way, which honestly I think is the better approach, because I think you can get a lot of early adopters to play the game if there is a free version of it.
And if you're like me, I'll be putting my credit card in there. Just like
yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do to get this one. But yeah, the standard version, like you said, has a couple of wearable items, some furniture, and like 8,000 moonstones, which is going to be the in-game currency. The deluxe edition has more items, like more wearables and like a Mickey Mouse headband and stuff like that, and 14,000 moonstones along with it. And then the deluxe version has way more furniture, more wearables, like a companion or something, which is supposed to be like the little like pet or your companion that follows you around in the game, and then 20,000 moonstones. So if anything, you're paying, I think, for a lot of that currency that you're getting,
and the access
to begin. Yeah, aside from the fact that you're supposed to get like a special item that makes people aware that you're a founder, that you got the founders pack or something.
I think there's like a weird, like a headband or something I was reading too. Like it's like Mickey Diamond,
the Mickey Donut one, right?
Something donut. Yeah, it's like Mickey Donut headband. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if you got the Mickey Donuts. By the way, did you see that Mickey Pumpkin Donut that they put on the Disney Parks blog?
Yes. Yes. Listen, I know they all taste the same, but knowing that you're eating a different shaped treat like that just still makes it special.
That's why they, like in Tokyo and stuff, like everything's shaped because it makes it special. They have shaped everything there.
Yeah. They all
like,
taste the same, but they just shape
but they
different.
taste better in your mind.
Exactly.
You first taste with your eyes, Heyzen.
That's true. That's true. Marketing. Or is it your nose from far away? Because on Main Street USA, you may smell it before you see it, before you taste it.
You know what? It's man, you make a good point. I don't know. I was trying to make it.
So anyway, that's where we are with Disney Dreamlight Valley. I hope Andrew's right though, because I do remember at some point they talked about the game possibly being freemium, and like I said, if it's free, there's going to be a lot more people that adopt it early on. But I'm excited. I'm probably going to get at least the base version of the game. I don't care all that much about the articles of clothing and the furniture and all that stuff that comes along with it. I want to be able to play the game, and to at least have early access to it. It's like, you know what you're paying for, right? If I'm paying for the early access and I'm getting some currency in the game, then I know what I'm getting out of it. So I'm cool with that.
Yeah, and the only other thing we're waiting to hear on is like if you're on the Switch or whatever, like the Animal Crossing thing, will we be able to have multiple accounts on the same Switch? Or are you going to share an island like Animal Crossing is? That's the one thing I'm curious to find out. And am I going to spend the $29 to find out? Maybe. Who knows?
Honestly, I don't even know why Animal Crossing did it that way.
Because they're silly.
Well, silly is not the word most people use, but sure.
Well, I know, but this is
silly.
the minivan friendly.
Yes, they're silly. I hope that it's just like any other game, that when you launch a new user on the Switch, that it will allow you to create a brand new game, that's only for that profile. Because if it is tied to the Switch the way that the Animal Crossing Island is, there's going to be much fewer people, I think, are going to purchase it than they might want. But who knows? It might also blow up the way Animal Crossing did. Who knows?
Exactly. It could be the next friggin' Fortnite. You never know. Like, it could be... Because that's Fortnite's... Is Fortnite free?
Fortnite's free. Yeah.
Yeah, Fortnite's free.
Fortnite
and then
is
you
freemium.
just pay for all the skins and all the things. Yeah. From what I'm reading, so I've clicked on a couple articles and they all say, I mean, they're a little old, but they all say Gameloft is releasing, free game, Disney, Dreamlight Valley, do. So,
and that's where that came from. I remember reading
yeah.
that too, which is why I originally said, they're going to have a free download available at some point.
Here's from the Gameloft website. A question: is Disney Dreamlight Valley free to play? During the early access period, fans who purchase the Founders Pack will have an Xbox Game Pass subscription. So this is Xbox question. Will be the first to explore Disney Dreamlight Valley and will get exclusive rewards and limited edition items. They'll need to retain once the game they'll retain once the game officially launches next year. After early access, Disney Dreamlight Valley will be free to play and have purchasable expansion options to enhance your gameplay.
Oh, so the game isn't going to launch until 2023, technically.
Yeah.
Oh, so then what you're paying for really is super early access.
Exactly.
All right,
yeah.
Cool.
So I did a little bit of searching, which I could have done earlier, but yeah, this is from Gameloft's website on a forum. So interesting.
Well, that's
stuff.
great to know. So there you go. Now we have an answer. That's fantastic. The game is going to release in 2023, but does it say when in 2023 it's going to release, or just says next year? It does
not. It just says free to play. Oh yeah, here's on the Dreamlight Valley website. Xbox Pass, blah 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 blah, of the game's free to play launch in 2023. So it's just sometime in 2023. Basically, we're paying to be the testers to get all the bugs out of the game.
Well, I mean, you know what you're getting into.
Exactly.
That's what I'm
at
saying.
least
If you get at least the base, it's like, think about what it costs to go to a movie. Right?
Exactly. No, it's not. It's not bad.
So yeah, it's even if you do get like the $70 version of it, if you get it on the Switch, that's what a Switch game costs anyway.
Yeah, the
right?
$70
like
version, you get a grand
bucks.
piano.
Cool.
And a chandelier.
Chandelier? Can I swing from it?
Chandelier. That's another.
If I can swing from
right
it,
there.
then I'll totally do it.
Heyzen came in like a wrecking ball.
Boom! You never know what's gonna happen. Never know.
You never know. You never know.
All right, so there's some info on Disney Dreamlight Valley. If you plan on playing, join the conversation. Let us know. I'm planning on getting the game and hopefully doing some game streaming. And that way we can become familiar with the game. We can explore Disney Dreamlight Valley together. So I've been getting that stuff ready. More than likely what's going to happen is I thought about streaming like on Twitch and stuff like that, but we've never done it before. It's not that I'm not open to it. I'm totally open to doing it, but more than likely we're going to stream to Discord first. So if you're on our Discord server, you'll be able to see some of the game streaming of Dreamlight Valley before we move on to another platform like YouTube or Twitch or anything like that. We have live streamed to our YouTube channel before, but before I stream the game, it's probably going to be directly to Discord. More info on that coming soon. And yeah, I'm excited about this. Pretty happy.
Yeah, the only one, the downfall that September 6th is like, that's right before the expo. And I'm going to be like, all right, that's like, like the Monday or whatever.
Yeah.
Before the expo. I'm like, okay. And then I'm flying down. I'm never going to get to play this. Oh, I'm not going to get to play until I get back, which is okay, which is fine. I'll still get it.
Yeah.
Probably.
I still don't know where I stand on the expo as of right now, but more than likely the content probably won't have, because there's going to be so much of the expo that week, whether it's us or whether it's anybody else. We're going to be talking about D23 in a little bit, but because there's going to be so much of that content, I probably won't start streaming till the week after or the weekend after or something like that.
Yeah. Well, and you got to kind of learn to play it too.
I don't care if I learn to play it live, honestly. More than likely, you know what's going to happen? Before I end up streaming it on Discord, you know how we're planning the next FGP call within the next few weeks at the weekend after the expo or after that? More than likely, I'm going to spend, 10 or 15 minutes just kind of playing it at that point, just to kind of give people on the call a preview of the game before I move it over to Discord or before we move over to like YouTube or anything, or Twitch or anything. So FGP Squad, you'll get the first look at the game if you haven't purchased it and played it yourself by that time. But I know there are members of the FGP Squad that are looking forward to it, but want to see some of the gameplay before they invest, since they're already playing other games that are pretty similar.
Yeah, FGP Squad. Hey, you know what? That we're talking about the FGP Squad. We should probably thank those FGP Squad people. I think that's a good point to thank them.
Great idea.
I think we should thank them. They're pretty cool. I think they deserve a thank you. Yeah.
You are correct, sir. So we want to take this moment to thank all of the members of the FGP Squad family. What is the FGP Squad? Well, they're our podcast Fairy Godparents, and they help us out with the monthly contribution via Patreon. If you want more info on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, you can head on over to podketeers.com/FGP. There you will find a list of some of our top contributors, a little bit about what the FGP Squad is, a link to our Patreon, and a couple other items. Being a part of the FGP Squad family gets you some additional perks, like access to our happy hour calls, which I was just talking about. Gets you some additional content, like the Podketeers after show, audio files, and different things that we've uploaded to our Patreon. You also get random things in the mail from me. You never know when those things are going to happen. But you do get random gifts sometimes. You also get discount codes for Podketeers gear. You also get first dibs and new Podketeers gear whenever it's available. And more. So, again, if you would like more information on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, head on over to podketeers.com/FGP. And, again, to all of the members of the FGP Squad, we just want to send a huge thank you for your continued support.
A big ol' thank you. You know what? I want to do this thing. Once a week, I'm going to thank one member of the FGP Squad just directly.
I like it.
So this week, Brian, thank you for being an FGP Squad member, right, Brian? I got that right. There's a Brian. So thank you, Brian, for being an FGP Squad member. We really appreciate it. So next week, somebody else.
Nice. Love it.
Let's see if I remember to keep doing this. I did it on mic, so I'm going to have to remember.
Yeah, we'll have to make a note of that.
Make a note. Thank not Brian next week. Sorry, yes. Brian, you don't get thanked every week. This week, though, Brian.
Hey, I want to move over to talking about some stuff in the parks. I want to talk about D23, but on Instagram, there's a lot of cast members that post stuff about the parks, right? They post history, and they post unique photos that are really only available to cast members at times because they're there when the crowds aren't there, before the guests enter the park. And so there's a lot of cast members that I like to follow because it's like an added layer of magic, right, that they can provide. Yeah. And so we've talked about magical experiences with certain cast members, like Maynard, for instance. Before he retired, he was one of the cast members that we would always seek out, right? Because whether he was in the Tiki Room, which is where he was most of the time, before he left, or whether he was at the mansion, or even if you just spotted him walking around the parks, it's just a super awesome experience, right? Really great person. And one of those cast members that I follow recently received the Walt Disney Legacy Award for the parks. And his name is Philander Butler. Now, Philander doesn't know who I am. He doesn't know who we are in general, but I've been following him for some time now. And I started following him because another member of the FGP Squad had recommended his account to me. So shout out to Drew for recommending his account, a year or two ago. And I started following him, and every Monday he posts these Imagineering Monday things, and he always has these really great posts about the park and, the history. And this last week, I saw that he received the Walt Disney Legacy Award, and that is just such a special thing that you can receive as part of being a cast member because, one, it's recognizing excellence among your peers, right? There's awards that you can get, the Windows, the Legend Award and stuff that the company overall recognizes, and those are things that can be measured by the grand like scope of everyone, right? The guests, the company, everyone, because it's something that's visible. But within the company itself, the fact that cast members recognize when cast members do well and they themselves want to award a fellow cast member, I think that's super special. And so the Disney Legacy Award is one of those awards where you have to be nominated by fellow cast members. And if you receive the award, which I believe they do once a year, if I'm correct about this, I don't remember, but I want to say that less than 1% of the cast members that work for the entire company worldwide have ever received a Legacy Award.
Yeah, that's an exclusive thing. That's if you're not too versed on the Legacy Award, that's if you see a cast member with a blue name tag, that's what that is. It's a prestigious, for cast members voted on by their peers, nominated by their peers, and goes out to handfuls of people every year across the company. It's very, very exclusive. So you see those blue name tags, be sure to just think and know that those people really, they know how to make the magic happen. They've done something special with their time at the Disney company.
Absolutely. So again, congratulations to Philander on this amazing award,
and everybody else
that received it as well. I don't follow a lot of the other people that received the award. As a matter of fact, there is no list that got posted or anything. It's not like the Legends Award where you can see a public Parks blog post, right? Because this is internal. It's an internal thing for cast members.
And I tried to find it too.
Yeah.
I tried to find the list. It doesn't exist.
But if
I
you
went
happen
on
to
the
see
dark web
it,
and I was trying to, there's all kinds of stuff, and they wouldn't even.
But no
we
list
laughed at me
of
on
that,
the dark
right?
web. Yeah, they give me all lists, all kinds of stuff, all these, all kinds of stuff, and I said, no, I want the Disney, Walt Disney Legacy Award cast member list, and they said, excuse me, this is the dark web.
When you finally got to the point of the dark web where you found the original schematics for Westcott, I thought, you know what? We finally found something. And then you kept searching, and we couldn't even find the list of the Legacy Award winners. I thought, you know what? We got nothing. So I'm glad
this is this can't be. I got to get the dark hold. I think that's what I got to get.
You need the dark hold, exactly. But you got to be careful because you might grow a third eye, and then it's just going to be crazy from there. So
these are the risks I'm willing to take.
Well, I'm glad one of us is. If you need some help, we can get somebody to help you, contain that. So let me know.
Ghostbusters? Okay.
Maybe some other wizards.
Who you gonna call? That's another copyright strike right there.
Wizards.
Boom. 3. We got 3. 3. I'm keeping a tally. 1, 2, 3.
So, to sum up, again, congratulations to everybody that got the award. Congratulations, Philander. Again, he doesn't know who I am. He doesn't know who our podcast is or anything, but I enjoy his posts every week, and I enjoy when he talks about park history. So the fact that he's being recognized for the additional magic that he creates, I think is super special. So, yeah.
If somebody out there knows him, he wants to be on the show, you'll have him contact us. We'll be happy to have him on. Or anybody,
you know what?
You win a Legacy Award, come on the show. You were right. You're just a cast member. You want to be on the show. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
Honestly, beyond the fact that he's a Legacy Award winner, I feel like he just has so many amazing stories to tell. Whether it's park related or history related, that I honestly, if he ever wanted to come on the podcast, I would love to have him on the podcast. I could sit here and listen to his stories all day, right? And he's, how sometimes you look at cast members and the roles that they're in, and you can kind of see in the future, I could totally see them doing something like that. Or you meet a cast member and they do an exceptional job, and you think, wow, they could totally be an ambassador one day or something like that, right? I don't know him personally, so I can't tell you, I don't know what his aspirations are within the Disney company or anything like that, but I know that some people might look at his posts and then think to themselves, oh, wow, he would make a really great ambassador for the company. But I feel like he's already doing that in the way that he acts, the way that he, posts, and the way that, he talks about what he does, right? How he spreads the magic. But he knows so much about the parks that I almost feel like the next step for him is to be a part of the archives. Like his next step in his Disney journey is almost being like a Dave Smith position in the future, right? Like I could see him taking on that role in the future. So I don't know. Again, who knows? 10 years from now, he might be in there. That might be what he's aspiring to be. But that's what I see in him. So it would be interesting to know what he sees in himself and where he sees himself, in 5 or 10 years. But yeah, I mean, if he ever wants to be on the podcast, come on the show. I'd love to talk to you. And if anybody knows him and wants to, relay this message, that would be super cool. But anyway, we have a couple of other things that we want to talk about before we wrap up today's episode. Before we stick to parks here, because there's a couple of things happening at Disneyland that I wanted to talk about. Did you hear that Tokyo Disney Sea is getting rid of Fantasmic in November?
I remember hearing about this a while ago. I think when they first announced it, they're like, yep, wait, we're just getting rid of it. It's old. We're getting a new thing. It's cool. Here's some concept. They had released some concept art, right?
They did. So they released concept art for something called Believe Sea of Dreams. And I have to tell you, the show itself, the screens that they're using, it basically looks like little ocean liners that have screens all over them. But then they have these like smokestacks that look like dresses, apparently. Like they have Cinderella at the top of one, and the rest of the smokestack just kind of becomes her dress. And it's so cool. Mm-hmm. Like the concept behind it, it feels like stuff that we've seen at Walt Disney World. It's not quite harmonious. Like it really does feel like its own thing because it feels like it's like all these little ocean liner ships that are displaying all this imagery. But I'm intrigued by it. Like I'm at the stage where I saw like the teases that they posted and some of the testing of the vehicles and the lighting and what's coming so far. And I mean, I hope I don't eat my words, obviously, but I feel like this is going to be a pretty suitable replacement for Fantasmic.
Well, it's Tokyo, and, this is kind of where the Imagineering gets to really shine and, like, stretch their legs, because they basically, I mean, they have budgets, but Tokyo just seems to be really into upgrading and plussing anything and everything. That's like that's where Space Mountain, the new Space Mountain's going to be in Tokyo as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I mixed? Yeah. So there's like, yeah, that's old. Let's do a new thing, and it's probably going to be really cool. So their Fantasmic, if I'm remembering correctly, had the giant Mickey, the Sorcerer Mickey hat in the middle of the lake, and it was like a big screen. So I'm looking at some of these concept videos you're talking about. Yeah, they're like barges, I guess is what I would call them. They're like a barge with a video screen that wraps around them. Fountains are shooting out of them. There's a stage on top. People can come up from inside of it. And then it does have a giant centerpiece that's kind of like intermingling circles and different things like that. Plus other things like you see the Jolly Roger has its own, like there's a Jolly Roger ship that's just its own thing. So it looks really cool, and I've no doubt, I'm sure that this is going to be like a smash hit show. Nothing bad has ever come out of Tokyo as far as I know. Like everything is just slam dunk, boom, here you go. Want another classic? Tokyo, boom, here you go. It's all there. It's so cool, you know what? And I'm assuming, based on what it's, Sea of Dreams, I'm assuming it's going to be mostly surrounded by properties that have something to do with water or, or there's around water. Some of the is there?
Yeah, the list of the properties that are going to be a part of it are Peter Pan, Wendy, Aladdin, Rapunzel, Miguel, Ariel, Moana, Elsa, And that's it so far. It looks like that's all that they've released.
Gotcha. So a lot of water, Little Mermaid, Moana, Peter Pan's got the boat. Tangled, they are in a boat at some point.
Yeah.
Elsa, ice
And
is
we're
water.
getting Elsa with the horse, with the water horse. We're not getting
Elsa
2,
2.
the Elemental, or what was it called?
I don't know. Elementatron. I was gonna make a joke, but I couldn't think of what they're called in Harry Potter. That's what I was gonna call them, but I'm not a big Harry Potter fan.
No, it's an actual. The water horse has a name.
What? Seahorse.
No. It starts with an N.
Something in Swedish.
I'm
googling it. Knock.
The knock.
The knock.
Or the nook. Yeah,
knock.
something like that. Yeah. So
N-O-K-K.
Yeah, no, it's like it's supposed to be like the guardian of the dark sea or something like that. It's anyway, the point is that that's the version of Elsa that we're gonna get as part of this new show coming to Tokyo Disney Sea.
The Knock. Yeah, I mean I mean I'm sure it's gonna be great. All these images, make it look great. I have a feeling it's going to probably go over better than, let's say, Harmonious at Epcot. I've aired my grievances on that before. I think the problem with Harmonious is that it's too far away from everybody. Now, the lagoon in Tokyo is not, humongous. It's big, but it's not nearly as big as the Seven Seas Lagoon at Epcot. So I think this is probably going to play a little better. Plus, these barges look like they move around. So I think it will play a lot better than Harmonious. And I've heard some other things about Harmonious. What some of the stuff that it's supposed to do at some point and got cut. So I doubt things are getting cut in Tokyo. Let's just put it at that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think you said it best earlier that the Imagineers really get an opportunity to play with a lot more funding when it comes to that park because it's not run by Disney. The fact that it's owned by a totally different entity, they're just kind of leasing, the Disney name and characters and everything, allows them to invest a lot more money, not having to port it to a number of parks and, branches of the company, worldwide. So like I said, I'm super intrigued by the show. We're not that far away from it. We're just a couple months away from when it launches because November 11th is the date that I remember of when this is supposed to launch. You mentioned Space Mountain. That's coming in 2027.
It's quite a ways away.
Yeah,
that's a whole knock down the whole thing. And
yeah, that's like 4 or 5 years away. But
I'm watching videos.
Yeah,
of these barges move
they're
around.
investing
it
a
looks
lot.
cool.
They're investing a lot into this one. I think it was like 9.5 billion yen, which is the equivalent of like roughly $70 million that they're investing in this show.
Good. Gonna be cool.
Yeah. So,
I say cool.
Once more information is available, we'll definitely post it. We'll post some photos and everything. But there was 1 or 2 YouTube videos that got posted. If you're curious, I'll post those in the blog post for the episode, podketeers.com/428. It is 428
they got jet
this time.
skis too.
Yeah. But I don't know what's going to be a part of the whole show. I know for a fact that they're going to have those ships kind of going around the lagoon. There's supposed to be some dancers that are a part of it, but how they're going to be integrated, I don't know yet. But for me, seeing the testing of all these vehicles and the lighting panels and everything that are in the water just looks super freaking cool.
Yeah. Are you talking about this video where the barges just have like 1, 2, 3, and 4 on it? Because
yes.
that's what I'm watching right now.
Yes.
And then there's like little jet skis. And yeah, it looks cool. And yes, it looks like it plays much, much larger in this smaller lagoon, like I was theorizing earlier. It looks cool. Tokyo's cool. I want to go. Somebody want to pay for me a trip to Tokyo? Just let me know. I will gladly accept a trip to Tokyo.
Yes. We need to start working on the teleportation technology again. I know we left that project, behind us, but maybe we need to revisit it again.
I have said so many times that every time anybody asks me what my superpower would be, teleportation, number 1, every time. Every time. It's just, it makes things so easy.
I know. I want to agree with you that I would want to do that. I know a common one would be like, I want to fly, or, but
Yep.
given the last 2 years, I feel like I have a different answer that I don't want to get into right now. I've said it before, but I don't want to go off on a tangent when it comes to that. So this show looks awesome. Coming soon. We'll keep you posted. I'm sure that, once this launches, I mean, maybe next week we should speculate what we're going to hear at D23, since we're going to be just days away from the expo. But, since we're talking about that, before I move back to Disneyland, I have to say, the D23 account announced this week that they're going to be streaming a bunch of the expo panels this year. On YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and I forgot what the other platform was, but there was going to be several platforms that were going to be streaming. And I have to tell you, and Twitch was the other platform that was going to be streaming it. What's happening?
Oh, I'm watching a video. I'm sorry. I'm watching a rehearsal of this Tokyo. I found an hour-long video of a rehearsal, and the barges, they get bigger.
They get bigger?
It's like a screen, and then another screen pops up from behind it all the way around. This is so cool.
Oh, I've only seen them expanded. I didn't know that happened live. Oh, send me the video. That's the one we're posting in the blog post. No, that's the one I'll put in the blog post.
Video. It's very cool. I'm going to send it to you right now.
Okay. I'm so excited.
Sorry,
I saw your face while I was talking about the expo, and I was like, wait, what's going on over there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sending it over now. Sorry, the expo announced that they're going to do something. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
I'm so excited about this video now. Oh, right. So the expo announced that they're going to be doing, they're streaming. A lot of the panels are going to be doing 8 hours of streaming every single day from the expo. This is very similar to what they did for Star Wars Celebration. And look, they've done streaming before. They haven't done it continuously like this. They've done a couple of panels. They've done this and that in previous years. But I think this is the first time they're going really all out with it, and they're doing continuous streaming throughout the day. Some of the hosts that are going to be doing that are going to be part of the stream are going to be Ashley Eckstein, Mark Daniel from Disney Parks Live Entertainment, Brett Iwin, the voice of Mickey Mouse, Juju Green. You may also know him from TikTok. He's Straw Hat Goofy. Ryan March, who works with the Vacation Club, I want to say. And Alyssa Navarro, who works with the Walt Disney Studios. They're going to be hosting a lot of the panels. There's going to be appearances from creators and cast. There's going to be sneak peeks. There's going to be highlights, announcements, looks inside the games. And the biggest thing is that they're going to be streaming the entire Disney Legends Award ceremony. They're going to be streaming the Marvel and Disney Games Showcase. They're going to be streaming the Disney for Scores podcast live celebrates Marvel music. They're going to be streaming the Disney Legends in Conversation, which is just like a panel with some of the new Disney Legends. They're going to be streaming the Mousecurade, which is when people dress up and they kind of parade around the expo. Mm-hmm. Then on Saturday, they're streaming Talking with Pets with the Vets of National Geographic. Bob's Burgers. That's going to be the live panel discussion. They're going to be streaming the Marvel Comics celebrating 60 years of The Amazing Spider-Man. Disney's Epic Entertainment Showcase, the musical, The Extravaganza. The Disney D23 Stars Trivia Showdown. The Making of Disney 100, the exhibition. On Sunday, they're going to be streaming A Boundless Future, Disney Parks Experience and Products. Walt Disney Imagineering, 70 Years of Making the Impossible Possible. Explore the World with the Next Generation of National Geographic. And then another segment of D23 Disney Stars Trivia Showdown. So
nice.
A lot of the things that they're going to be streaming, if you remember, were things that I selected as things that I wanted to watch at the expo.
Yep, and some of them are mine too.
Yeah, And I have to say, I'm kind of mixed on this one. In general, am I happy that people that cannot go to the expo, that are like, let's say Gavin, right, who lives across the U.S. and really wanted to come but wasn't able to, that now he has the ability to watch the expo panels. As a matter of fact, streaming like this was something that we talked about years ago, since the last expo. And we even said that we would be willing to pay to be able to stream. Because honestly, if you're in one of the halls, it's a special experience. I'm not going to downplay that at all. There is a special element to being inside of the panel. But coming out of a pandemic and also knowing how many people are going to be there, and I have been in panels where, like in Hall D23, where we end up sitting in the back, and it's really difficult to kind of see what's happening on stage.
Exactly.
And they have the screens and everything, but to get a front row seat and see like a really great broadcast version of it, like I don't know how I feel about that. Like I would love to be there in person, but to see like a clear version and be able to see, you know what I mean? Like there's something
exactly
about
like
the screen.
it's hard because it's kind of like a sports game. You go to a baseball game and it's like you have a different experience in person than you do watching it on TV. Now some people prefer to watch baseball games on TV than in person, and some people prefer to watch baseball games in person. Like it's that kind of thing, and it's like you said, it's all about being that vibe in the room is a whole different thing than just watching it on there. But at least these people tickets, they sell out. Even there's plenty of people that didn't get to go even if they tried. And so that gives all these people an opportunity to get the news. And I think it's also, Disney kind of getting the first crack at releasing the news. They, it's streamed live. And so instead of people recording it on their phone and then posting it and I mean, people still do that, but they have the first, thing where we announced it and it went out live and everything. So I think it's a long overdue thing. They should have been doing this, the whole time, or, at least the last expo. And like you're saying, it would have been nice if people would have known this ahead of time, though, so they could have planned if going to the expo was right for them. And if they knew that the streaming was going to be available, I mean, that could have been a fear of theirs too. It's like if they know they're going to stream it, then is everybody going to buy tickets? So it's 6 of one, half dozen the other, I guess.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But you made a really great point right now, and I really feel that with the amount of video that goes up from things like Comic-Con and, Star Wars Celebration and WonderCon and all these panels that you see, you're right. Like, Disney was like, we want to be the first ones. We don't want somebody else's video to show the entire panel, which is things we've done in the past, right? We've gone to D23 and we've recorded entire panels that Disney did not record and put up anywhere. So you can go to our channel and watch some of these panels, right, from previous expos. But now they're eliminating the need for people to do that. Will people still do it? Yes, they will, because there's going to be a different, if things happen inside of the room, obviously you're going to get that perspective from the people recording it inside of the room. But if you were going to watch a video, on YouTube of somebody recording it, a vlogger that's, recording a panel, and you hear a bunch of coughing and you don't hear the best audio, and, they're bumping into their camera because people are moving in and out of the seats, or you can watch the official D23 version, which is going to be this pristine video version with amazing cuts and amazing graphics and everything that you need because it's a full-blown production. Which one do you think you're going to watch?
Exactly. I watch if there's an official one, I'm watching the official one for sure, like every time.
Right. There isn't a need to watch any of the other versions. So it feels like the next step of I had made a comment about how I felt that a lot of the changes that were coming to the parks had a lot to do with the amount of content creators that were going to the park specifically to create content. And I think there's a lot of content creators that are super respectful, that are able to do what they do, but they don't bother any of the guests. Like, they don't make any guest experience a bad one. And then I think that there's content creators that go out of their way for these crazy moments and doing things that can get cast members fired and stuff, that just want the views on YouTube or whatever they happen to be streaming on, right? And so very silently, I feel like Disney's kind of doing these things to move away from that. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I've felt ever since the changes to the APs happened, when they became Magic Keys and so on. Them streaming everything, and like you said, being the first ones to post eliminates anybody scooping them, or it eliminates anybody putting up a horrible version, of something that they put up an official version of. And, and on top of that, because the audio is going to be so similar, if people did end up putting up the entire panel from their version of the recording, it's going to get a copyright strike, and it's going to get taken down because it's going to be recognized as an official Disney version of something.
Yeah.
So again, I'm mixed about this because I love to create that type of content. It's been a long time since I've had an opportunity to do it. Vlogging in general is something that I always wanted to get better at. It's still something you can do. Obviously, if you go to the parks, you can still create videos and stuff like that. But I think when it comes to this type of content, the expos and everything, we're going to start to see a lot more measures put in place like this, where Disney is going to give you a better version alternative so that you can enjoy it, for them. And they're the ones making revenue off of the ads on their YouTube channel, etc.
Exactly.
So we'll see. But the fact that they're streaming everything and you can watch it from wherever you are, it's good in general. So,
A+.
Yeah. Back to Disneyland, since we're already in Anaheim talking about the expo. There's a couple of special photo ops that are coming to the parks. And I believe they start the day that this episode releases. I'd have to go back and check. Or I'd have to double check the day that these are happening. But September 2nd is when they start. So it's going to be a day after this episode releases. So between September 2nd and October 31st, there's going to be 2 photo ops where you can get a picture with the Hatbox Ghost and one with the skeletons of the Skeleton Dance. I love this. It's the magic shots. So it's not anything like, it's not going to be like a meet and greet with the Hatbox Ghost or anything like that. It's one of the magic shots that they do where they superimpose you into something. I know, right? Oh, man, that'd be so cool. They posted a couple of previews online, but I don't know what the full shot is going to look like. I know that once this episode releases, people are going to start posting them, so we'll have a better understanding of what the full photo is going to look like. But either way, magic photo with the Hatbox Ghost and the skeletons from the Skeleton Dance, super cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I remember when the Magic Keys first started, they had the one with Mr. Toad, and he had like a magic key deed thing. I thought that one was fun.
That's the one they did
all
right
these
behind
magic
the castle,
shots. Right? Yes, exactly. All these magic shots, especially now that Photo Pass is going to be included. Really kind of that it makes it nice, when they had the magic shots before and it was Photo Pass was included, it's like, aha, I'll go take that photo, take this thing, and it's like I have to pay for it. It's like, well, I don't know, doodly doodly doo. My favorite thing to say, doodly doodly doo. And so it's just nice that they're still doing these magic shots when the Photo Pass is included with the new passes, that are being upgraded.
Yep, I agree. So if any of you are able to take one of these shots, tag us when you post it. We'd love to see it, and we'd love to share it in our stories as well. Let's see. Expo's coming. Disney Plus Day is happening, what, like a day before the expo?
Yes, the day before the expo, the 8th of September, is Disney Plus Day. Roll out the blue carpet, everybody. Disney Plus Day. Disney Plus Day. I don't know. Stuff's going to happen. It's Disney Plus Day. It's probably going to be close to what they did last year. They're going to be new stuff that all happens on the same day. Woohoo.
What were they releasing this year?
So I know
because
Pinocchio.
Hocus Pocus isn't until Halloween, right?
September 30th is Hocus Pocus. I just saw an ad for it. Well, the D23 magazine just came in, and that had Hocus Pocus on it. So, but Pinocchio is the big one, the big like new thing with Tom Hanks playing Geppetto, and he's like, "Oh, my Pinocchio! I wish it was a real boy." Oh, whatever he does. I love Tom Hanks, best actor. But that other people in that, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Keegan-Michael Key. Luke Evans, but yeah, bunch of people. Looks fun. I like the teaser trailer. I do like that Pinocchio just kind of looks like the Disney Pinocchio. They didn't try to like make him like, all right, here's some creepy Pinocchio, or this was like the realistic Pinocchio or something. It just looks like Pinocchio but made out of like actual wood kind of stuff. So I'm very happy that they made him. I think that was a good choice on their end for the Pinocchio.
Do you think that was a result of them criticizing some of the other live-action films for moving too far away from the characters?
Probably. Lion King was one of the ones that was just like, they really got bashed for. They're like, what's the point of this? The lions have no emotion. It just looks like we're watching a Nat Geo thing with the the like Lion King script over top of it, like the dialogue over top of Nat Geo. They're barely moving their mouth. There's no emotion. What's the point? So I kind of think that was, probably some of it. It's directed by Robert Zemeckis. So I'm curious as to know if any of that was his influence. Because he does a lot of big fantastical movies. Back to the Future, Robert Zemeckis, like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Robert Zemeckis. Like Robert Zemeckis, a great director. So I'm excited for this Pinocchio. I'm happy to see that Pinocchio looks like Pinocchio. Other stuff on Disney Plus Day, real quick. Thor: Love and Thunder will also appear on Disney Plus that day. We will see also the making of Thor: Love and Thunder documentary will be on there. The new series Cars on the Road will be hitting Disney Plus on Disney Plus Day as well. Plus something called Tierra Incognita, which looks like a Spanish language young adult drama show. I'm not really sure because the trailer is in Spanish and there were subtitles, but I was only listening to it, so it did do me no good. So we'll see when that comes up, or you can look it up yourself. Something called Growing Up. It's created by Brie Larson. It's like a docu-series on being a adolescent, it looks like. Not sure. I'm kind of reading quickly off a list. Making of Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series. Then some other stuff, Dancing with the Stars, something called Remembering, Simpsons short, Frozen sing-along, something called Wedding Season, and then possibly some stuff in the parks. Nobody really knows. The stuff in the parks hasn't been announced yet, so we will see. Last year they had the blue carpet at Disneyland, and through the entrance area right there by the planner, and I think they were handing out hats, if I remember correctly, or maybe sunglasses, or both. I don't remember. I know they were handing out something. Buttons.
Yeah,
I think they had something else too, but yeah, there's all kinds of stuff on Disney Plus Day. I will happen to be in the parks on Disney Plus Day. It's the day before the expo. We'll be down there. We've got reservations for Disneyland, so we'll get to see for ourselves what's actually going to happen. We have no idea what it's going to be, but hopefully it's cool. I guess it's I get to see that big blue carpet.
Right on. Did you
big blue carpet?
Ever get a chance to watch Thor: Love and Thunder?
Yeah, we went and saw it in the theater at some point. So yeah, we saw it.
Okay. Yeah, for those that have not had an opportunity to watch Thor: Love and Thunder, goats. Just goats. It is.
Let's see what else
awesome.
happens in there.
I loved it.
I flicked too hard. That was in the trailer,
Yes.
but
Yeah. All right.
not sure how I felt about. This is not the Thor: Love and Thunder segment, but I'm not sure how I felt about. Was that Gerard No, who is that? Where's that Gerard Butler as Zeus?
No, it was
like
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe, whoever, one of those guys. Russell Crowe is very like Chef Boyardee Italian. Like, oh no, it's Thor, you're here. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's me, Mario. Like, it was.
Yeah.
It kind of pulled me out of it a little bit, but I thought those parts were funny. And yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder was good. Be excited to watch it again on Disney Plus.
Me too. Watching movies in a drive-in setting is great, but depending on where you're sitting, sometimes always isn't the best because you lose some of the lighting experience when it comes to that. So
And you're stuck in the car, and the kids fart, and it's all kinds of experiences, right?
all sorts of them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it again here at home. But it's funny that you brought up Zeus or Russell Crowe's character because I want to say that who posted the article? I don't remember who posted the article, but there was an article that talked about how Russell Crowe was not supposed to be Zeus. He was supposed to be like the devil. And
Interesting.
they had a
Mephisto?
whole different... No, like Satan. He
Okay.
was supposed to be like the devil. Like, it was crazy. Like, I don't even know how he was gonna play in, but that was gonna be his character. It was gonna be a cameo versus an entire part for him as Zeus.
Gotcha, like a plot device of the show, of the movie,
Yeah,
because it kind of
yeah.
became like a whole thing.
So anyway, I just thought that was interesting, and that.
But
they
would he have the
ultimately decided
Italian
to make him-
accent still?
I
It's
don't
me,
know.
the devil. Oh,
I don't know. That's interesting. Who knows? All right. Since we're talking about Disney Plus, I think we should catch up on episode 2 of She-Hulk. Or you know what?
Attorney
Why
at
don't-
law.
Why don't we catch up on She-Hulk next time Mel is on? Because I know she's loving this show right now.
Mm-hmm.
And since she couldn't be here this week, instead of talking about it now, why don't we wait until next week? That way we can all talk about it together, and that way we won't have... Well, we'll have episode 3 because that releases on Podketeers Wednesdays, just like every other Marvel show does now. Because, they're trying to take advantage of the fact that we release on Wednesdays, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, let's do that. So why don't we wrap this one? We'll save.
Oh, I thought we were
going
to go on to a tangent about that drum again. So the drum was.
Oh, do you have
drum? No.
Do you have 58 minutes of content for the drum?
I do. Okay, so back in
Let's do this.
In 1922, a guy named Fabrizio
All right, guys. While Andrew
was
was
on the
talking, I'm
Titanic.
gonna let him talk in the background, and I'm just gonna let you know.
I said 1922.
That's it.
But I
That's
meant
gonna wrap up this
1912.
episode.
And
Remember, you
Fabrizio
can join
was
the
on the
conversation over
Titanic,
on Discord. You can
and-
just sign up on Instagram. You can also sign up.
And
by
so
going to
then he went this, and then he said, "See
podketeers.com/428.
ya."
I should sign up for real.
Okay.
I mean, if you have the 58 minutes of content, well then, maybe we should
We'll
just do an additional
yeah.
recording and throw it up on Patreon.
Well,
It'll
how
be
about
episode
I'll,
1 of
I'll,
the tangents.
I'll let you go, and then I'll just sit here and record it, and then you can stitch it in. So if you're listening, and then there's a break right now, and you hear me talking about a drum, that means I actually did it. And if you just hear the outro, then I forgot. And I got lazy. So here's future us's problem. So let's wrap this baby up or go to the thing. So take it away, Andrew. Or not. I don't know.
Or not. And if
or not, who knows what's going to happen.
That's it. That's going to wrap up this episode. So until next time, keep dreaming, keep moving forward, and always remember to pass on the magic. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
See ya. I'm still thrown off. I'm not second. That's not how this works. I always say see ya after Mel says bye, and now I'm all confused. That's okay.
Right.
I'm gonna do it. Bye. See ya. And then Larry would say like, some imagination, huh? Bump bump or something. I don't know. Some phantasmic thing. What do we talk about? I don't know. You can fade this part out.
Part of the Podketeers Network.